CQ, CQ, CQ. This is WRBL 679, Whiskey Romeo Bravo Lima 679. Checking to see if this frequency is open and clear to use. Over.
Welcome back to the ASMR Dirt Drive podcast. I feel like I'm talking really softly right now. It's been a crazy day. We're down here in, what the hell is your town called?
So this is actually, it's Devil's Jump Holler, and it's on the outskirts of Elkton. So we're right on the edge of the Shenandoah National Park.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. We're down here with Terra Overland, Shawn and Dawn.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
I was supposed to go out wheeling with them today, but I had problems with the Jeep. So instead, I made a YouTube video about the shed that we built and hanging lumber and hanging swings. But I was supposed to be out riding with them, cooling issues with the Jeep. Didn't want to blow it up, so
you replaced the thermostat? Is that what you did?
No, I didn't replace. I need to replace the thermostat.
Where's the mute button on this thing?
What mic do you have? Here, just talk.
Comms check. Lima Charlie. Comms check.
That one.
All
You're
right.
the third mic.
Cool.
So yeah, no thermostat today. I got the Jeep back from decals yesterday, Thursday. Driving home, I knew I was having a cooling problem. It was 240 the whole way home, which was from Winchester to my house is 20 miles, and I was sketched out. So I got home, popped the hood, and I'm like, I know it's going bad. The hose was swollen and hard. So the thermostat that I just replaced, a month ago, already went bad.
Wow.
So I ordered the Mishimoto 190. It'll be on Tuesday. But yeah, it kind of ruined my trip for today. But instead, I worked with my buddy Alex and did some carpentry.
Nice.
How was y'all's trip today?
Good. Did you check to make sure you don't have any of that Virginia mud stuck in your radiator?
No, because the only time that Jeep's ever been off-road is with you, and you know I don't like mud.
That's usually the first thing we go for when it's overheated is rinse the radiator.
No, I know it's that thermostat. I'm gonna boil. The way you check them is you boil them, see if they open up at 212, and I guarantee it's not going to open. So when I get the new one and pull the old one out, I'm gonna boil it and see if it opens. And when it doesn't open, I'll know it'll be solved.
It could just be bad from the get-go. DOA.
Yeah. Well, the other option that Tom gave me, which it was a good option, was to run no thermostat. But then I've got to pull the thermostat, put all new coolant in it, bleed it out, and then when my thermostat comes in on Tuesday, I've got to take it back out. Not take it back out, but I've got to drain the coolant system again, put the thermostat in, and then put another two gallons of coolant in it.
Jeez.
So it wasn't quite worth it. But I'm still down here. But the Sonata got a good road trip. It made it up your mountain.
It made it up the mountain. There you go. Did you first gear it all the way up?
No, I just left it in drive.
You're tearing up my road, man.
That's all right. Yeah, you're like, make sure you put it in 4-wheel high. And I'm like, I'm in a Sonata.
Well, I was talking to her.
The Sonata does not do that. But what have you guys been up to? You guys have been busting your ass with Terra Overland.
It has been a whirlwind since we last talked, for sure.
It's been almost a year since you guys have been on the show.
Wow.
It was not Terra Overland. Overland Expo.
Overland Expo was the last time we went out. Yeah.
Right.
It's been a crazy second year. Well, it's our third year, but obviously with COVID, we couldn't really do anything except spend money and not make any.
Yep.
And this year it has been insane. Everyone that's been coming out and doing the trips have just been absolutely amazing. We always say they start as clients and end as friends, and it's just been like one of the last clients that we took out. When we came back, I would say 2 weeks after they came back, I get an email from him. He's like, I bought a Jeep. They sent me pictures of it.
I think it was 2 days.
Was it 2 days after?
Yes.
It 2 days.
Pictures of it.
Yeah, he's like, you everything that you showed us was just absolutely amazing. He's like, I had to go buy a Jeep. And he just went out on Auto Trader and bought a Jeep and
Sent us pictures.
Yeah.
So with all of the new additions to the off-road community and other manufacturers, are you even going to consider a Land Cruiser or something else. Because have you seen the new Land Cruisers?
Does it have solid axles?
You motherfucker.
You just answered your own question.
Dude, they're so nice. They're so beautiful.
They're great to take the kids to soccer practice in, but I definitely wouldn't put them in the situation that we put them in out here all day, every day.
That's the same answer you gave me last time. They're so nice. The new Land Cruisers are so nice.
It's not about brand for us. Well, with the Jeep, because the Jeep is a war hero. And without it, we would never won World War II. And
hoorah,
right? And we're very passionate about the Jeep as its history and everything that it brings to the table. But again,
it also stands out so much more than anything else. Because granted, the other SUVs may look rugged, but they still look like SUVs.
Yep.
Jeeps look like Jeeps.
Yep.
They don't look like anything else. The Broncos kind of stand out a little bit. But you still lose them in traffic.
Yeah. It's for us. It's working with the ex-military, taking out wounded warriors, and working with the single soldiers, and it's just the whole passion behind the Jeep and the Jeep culture and everything. It's everything revolved around it. But for us, it's not about brand. It's about math.
Yeah.
Right. And it's
Is that math or meth?
No, math. MATH.
We are in the holler.
We are in the holler, but yeah, it's it's on.
Sorry.
It's all right. It's all right.
Damn.
But what we should do is play a little Magic the Gathering while we're here.
Oh yeah.
Break out the Magic cards and some D&D over here.
Yeah, call it Post Malone because Post Malone plays Magic the Gathering.
Oh really?
Yeah, hell
I didn't
yeah.
know that.
You listen to him on you obviously didn't listen to him on the JRE, the Joe Rogan podcast.
No.
Dude, it was so much fun listening to Post Malone talk about Magic the Gathering and trading cards and all of his fun stuff.
I got thousands of cards, so I've been playing. I have the original series. I have a Black Locust card.
I don't know what that means.
Oh, I think one went on. The last one went on eBay. It was like $100,000 for the card.
Sold. You don't have it after I leave here tonight. I don't know what it looks like, but I will find it.
It's in the safe.
There you go.
I've been playing Magic and D&D. I guess it's 80s.
Nice.
Yeah. So
I never got into.
You see my cloak right there? I put my Dungeon Master's cloak on.
Oh hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Trying to get me to play it for about 2 years.
Well, next time I come down, we'll have some more time and we'll play.
That's what
that takes like a full 8 hours, doesn't it?
It does.
Well, so for beginners, I streamlined the process when I DM so we could just get into it and get into the dungeon crawl side of it. I've been DMing for a long time, so it's a lot of fun.
What does it entail? I don't even know what it is.
Are we gonna go from off-roading to Dungeons and Dragons?
So my brother played World of Warcraft. Is it like World of Warcraft but a card game?
Okay, hold on, wait a minute. Let's back up a second. World of Warcraft copied everything out of Dungeons and Dragons.
So it's like Dungeons and Dragons. It's like they're very similar.
So all the mechanics that you play in your normal video games today, your RPG, your role-playing games that you do play on your computers, all those mechanics came from Gary Gaddix, the original creator of Dungeons and Dragons.
I like how you talk down on computers, but you're a computer engineer. What you play on your computers, kids?
Hey, man, all I got to say is once AI and quantum computers marry up, game over.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So it came from this one guy, Gary Maddox.
Gary Gaddix.
Gaddix?
Yeah, and he created all those mechanics, your hit points, your armor class, your strength, wisdom, dexterity, a lot of people ask me what's the difference between wisdom and intelligence, and I'll tell you, intelligence is knowing a tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is knowing not to put it in fruit salad. That's the difference.
Intelligence is college, and wisdom is street smarts.
Exactly, you got it. So, but all those mechanics actually originated from D&D. So it's the grandfather of all video games that you play today. So World of Warcraft, your hit points, your armor class, buying armor, buying swords, gold, silver, that entire thing all came from those books right up there.
And people don't play it just for 8 hours. You can play a campaign over years, can't you? With D&D.
Oh yeah, I have. The longest campaign was with one of my bands. I used to play in a band. I used to play in a touring.
Yes, I saw your drum set. Hell yeah.
Drums, guitar, everything. Yeah. And played in a metal touring band. And on the bus, we would play Magic the Gathering. In fact, Magic the Gathering is my favorite camping game.
That sounds like an intense camping game.
Oh, it is so much fun to play while you're camping. You bring what I like to do is what I call a cube. And I bring all the colors, so you get each deck, and I pair the deck so it's very easy to play, but very fun to play, right? Like all the cards are, all build on one another.
So you pre-build it before you even leave the house, so it's ready to go. You pull it out, and you're ready to play.
Yeah, and I just say, okay, which color deck do you want? And I keep it simple for teaching people and stuff. But yeah, I like to bring a nice cube with me when I'm playing, all colors, and then whoever wants to play, we just play, and it's
Dude, let's go bring it to Overland Expo, because we're going to do the Escape the Expo again this year.
Are we?
I want to.
That's awesome. If anyone wants to escape the expo,
that's what I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it Escape the Expo.
I love it. I love it. If you want to come and live inside the postcard instead of just being down there looking at gear and camping on top of one another, and you want to live inside the postcard, come with us.
Yeah, that is if we have a booth. I think we have to stay the whole time.
I think
You got to just be there in the morning.
No.
Well, you can't take your rigs out of the booth during the middle of the day.
Yep, that's right.
So we'll have to figure that out. But yeah, I plan on doing.
Well,
Escape
we got
the Expo.
Jeeps. We're not going to set up a booth. We set up a booth 2 years ago, and it was a complete waste of time. No offense to Overland Expo.
It's a great show.
You guys put on a great show, but
your clientele isn't there. You're looking for people looking to get into it. They're advertising the people that are already into it.
Exactly, and we're preaching to the choir out there.
Yeah.
Everyone out there is already converted. They already know they need to reconnect with nature, and they already know that they, leave it to the Japanese to have a single word called karashi, and that means dying at your desk.
Oh, yeah.
From being overworked, and the Japanese call it a forest hug. So you need to get out there and just get hugged by the forest, and we like to say live inside the postcard. And you just got to get out and do it, and sleeping in a parking lot really isn't doing that.
No, and for I love Overland Expo. For $140 for the goddamn weekend to camp.
Yeah, that is completely unreal. Especially with the George Washington National Forest right around the corner, you can camp for free.
Yeah, and if you come with us, we'll play Dungeons and Dragons that night.
Yeah, I'll put my cloak on, man. We'll have a good time.
Dude, that'd be so much fun. Should I actually put an event together with a few people and try and do Escape the Expo?
That would be fun. I'm down.
So if you guys are listening, go to our Facebook page, the Dirt Nerds Off-Road Forum. It's the logo on it right now is the Pornhub logo, but it says Dirt Nerds instead.
That's awesome.
Because I got bored one day and I made it.
That's genius.
But go to our private group if you're.
Does that bring more traffic that you're unexpecting?
Yeah, a lot.
Okay.
I got bored and I'm like, this could be a fun logo to make. I need to print it as a sticker.
Oh man!
But yeah, go to our group. I'll make an event called Escape the Expo, and we'll.
Well, you know what we should do is piggyback the grand opening of the 4x4
I
park.
agree.
Yeah.
I was thinking
So, anyone that's listening, we are opening up the 4x4 park. So people ask, what is the 4x4 park? Let's just start there. Last year, so we have a 3-acre property here in Massanutten. It's right outside of Massanutten Resort. It's right on Route 33. And, we have a lot of off-road parks, right? Which we have the Cove, we have Kairos, all that stuff. You have the George Washington National Forest with over 2,000 miles of off-road trails. So I really didn't see the need of having another off-road park.
Yeah.
Right? Like, what's the point, right? You got 2,000 miles of trails less than 30 minutes away from where we're at. But what I did see the need of is like a skate park for 4x4s, right? Like a place.
That's a fun way to look at it, as a skate park for 4x4s.
Right? Because I hate obstacle courses. You follow single file line, you do your thing, you get off, and blah, blah, blah. It's not really fun. What this is, it's more like a skate park. So you could choose your own line, choose your own adventure, hit the obstacles how you want, where you want. And we started, I think we got like, where were we at? About 7 obstacles now.
Yeah, looks like a few.
Yeah, and we're planning on between 10 and 13 total.
Packed in there.
Oh yeah, it's a skate park.
Yeah.
All right, that's the whole point. Right, and come for a couple hours. You put your rig to the test. A lot of people don't know the limitations of their 4x4 before they get in the woods, and it really puts people in treacherous situations.
Well, you got those concrete blocks. You should set up like a how-to winch.
It's already on the list.
Oh yeah,
we're gonna have
because that's coming from a fire rescue background. the scariest thing that I see people do on a daily basis when I'm four-wheeling is winching.
Yep.
That is so much danger associated with that.
They play in the triangle of death, and they just stand there. And
I think we'll have a variety of classes.
Dawn, you gotta
Mike, and you
point it
go.
towards yourself.
I think we'll have a variety of classes.
Yep, we're gonna
We're gonna offer all different things.
Do 101s and
I
like.
think it would be really good for beginners too that don't go off road, where we're trying to appeal to a lot of people that do and want to have some fun. But really, a lot of people are just driving them regularly as, their
So many people.
transportation. This will give them the opportunity right in their area to come in, check it out, have a guide. We'll have the walkies guide them through this stuff, and they will just get better and better and be able to then feel confident going out into the woods.
Yeah, you could do like a half day in your skate park, and then the other half of the day you can be like do one of the bring your own rig trips.
That's
exactly
exactly.
We were just talking about
That Dawn said.
So you can make sure everyone knows how to use their vehicle, or bring your own rig trip that has an overnight, and then you wheel the next day too.
And what's really cool is we're going to allow people to camp there. Now, it's not an epic camp spot,
No.
but it is a great camp spot to come on if you're leaving work from DC or where you're from, Loudoun County, and you drive down here. It's a great place to meet everybody. You know exactly it's going to be open. You know that you can camp there. If people need to come Saturday morning because they can't get out of work in time, and you want to leave in a convoy and go out together, it's a great meeting spot. It's a great place for us to start our rigs and coffee back up again, which we're going to be doing that.
Cars and coffee is how I met. It's how I got into the off-road industry. I met a buddy. What was that? 2016. I met a guy. Wally. What the hell is Wally's last name? He had a JK 2-door, and I brought my 04 Silverado out, and he's like, "Man, that's a cool truck. Do you wheel it at all?" I'm like, "No," but I should. So I went out to the Cove. I credit all of my wheeling to that. Is just meeting someone at Cars and Coffee. It's so much more important than people think it is, because that's how you build and grow the community.
It is.
So it's cool that you guys are going to do that.
So I started doing the Shenandoah Valley Rigs and Coffee. When I first moved here from Philadelphia, I joined Overland Bound. And what I did was I sent out a message to everybody in the area. Hey, I just moved here. I'm looking to Overland. I got a Jeep. Anyone interested in hanging out? I'm going to be at Blue Elk Coffee. Come on down and hang out. And 10 people showed up just from messaging everybody. And that's where I met one of my best friends, Dave. He's a firefighter in Charlottesville, and now he's helping with Terra Overland. His whole family is.
Yeah, I still have yet to meet Dave. I got to meet Dave at some point.
He's one of the best dudes I've ever, hands down.
You got to think about attracting firemen, because all of us are firemen too.
Yeah.
That is weird, right?
We have first responders. He's a veteran. And EMT, and we started hanging out, and we became great friends. I met the bookkeepers that handle all the books for Terra Overland. They're Overlanders as well.
Nice.
Isaac and Laura. So I met them through that at the Rigs and Coffee, and I just kept doing it. And then COVID happened.
And that was with the YJ, because you didn't own anything else before.
No, I just had my YJ. Yeah. It's the first car I ever owned.
Yeah.
When you live in the city, you don't need a car.
Right.
It cost me $600 a month just to park it there when I still live there. So, I got the Jeep. I came down here. I got the weekend rental, and we just I had the rental, but just come down on the weekends because I still had my business up.
Yeah, and your weekend rental was the one right here that we passed on the way to your house, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And algorithm, math, it's found this place that we're sitting in. We got a sunrise view over Bear Fence Mountain here and a sunset view over Massanutten.
Absolutely unbelievable up here.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
So the first time I guess it was the second time we recorded the actual Terra Overland episode we did. We were on that hillside or mountainside looking over the valley, and you wake up to that every day.
Yeah,
exactly.
Which is crazy to me.
No, it's gorgeous up here.
I couldn't imagine.
And the community here is really supportive of the park too. Everyone's beeping on the way by.
Nice.
Like, boop, boop.
Yeah, we've already got. So what we did was when we started building the park, I got the property And the idea was just to build a couple obstacles that we use for our customers. So we do like basic training there, right? We teach them approach, breakover, departure, over some of the obstacles. We teach them the turning radius is much different. These people have never been in the woods before, right?
Never driven a 4x4 in four-wheel drive.
Exactly.
Exactly, right?
I was watching that girl drive. I'm like, Shawn, don't let her do that.
We both saw that.
You were in 4 low and she was like bouncing off the gas. I'm like, no, you got a big trip coming up. Don't let her do that.
But holy cow, the smiles on their face. Yeah. She was in tears, gave me a massive hug. Like she said, this is the best experience I've ever had in my life. Thank you.
Yeah.
She was coming back to her parents' vehicle. She was coming back to her parents' vehicle, almost running in this happy skip.
Yeah.
There. We saw her like, wow.
That is, like I like to say, everyone's like, oh, how many miles per gallon does that thing get? And I was like, dude, it's a Jeep. It's miles per gallon.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It's like, look, do you see that girl's face?
Granted, it hurts when I fill it up, but I still have fun with it.
Exactly. So the 4x4 community, you don't buy a 4x4 for miles per gallon and fuel efficiency and to be like your daily city driver. You buy it for the miles per gallon.
Yeah.
And that's what we deliver. That's what we try to deliver. Our mission. And I always say, oh, we rent Jeeps, and everyone's like, oh, they just rent Jeeps, blah, blah, blah. But the Jeep is just the tool to get you where you're going. And it's where you're going into the George Washington National Forest that is what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
That's the immersion that you're in. Now, everyone here, we already know what that immersion is. Everyone listening to this podcast more than likely has already done it. They already know how awesome it is. They already got $50,000-$60,000 into their trucks. But we're taking out people that have never done it before. This year alone, we've taken out a couple from the UK, a family from Iceland, a family from Ireland, and Netherlands. And then we're doing it
a week long.
We're now doing full on vacations, all inclusive, and we're doing a 6-day trip with a family from Germany. So
how's the white glove thing going? Have you done a bunch of those already?
So we haven't made an announcement on it yet. We've done a couple, and we got this big one coming up, and we're kind of like always. We always work the kinks out first.
Yep.
So there's always a lot of kinks. That's what we're doing with the 4x4 park. So in September, every Friday in September, come. All right. If you want to ride in the park, you just pay the $28 or whatever it is to ride in the park for 3 or 4 hours until dusk.
Yeah.
And then we're looking to get bands and food trucks, and we're going to have the fire pit going and camaraderie. Everyone come check out each other's rigs and see what everyone's doing. Yeah. It's really just a gathering. And the idea is friends and family, work the kinks out. Right now, the only thing that's really been on the 4x4 park are Jeeps.
Yours.
We've had a couple friends, and I
drove the Sonata down here today, and I picked up the spare tire from Trevor because we had to bring your spare down. And she's like,
"Hey, Trevor, thank you so much, man.
Yeah.
You are a lifesaver. I love you, brother."
Yeah, Trevor in the parking lot, he's like, "I want to see a picture of the Sonata on the log bridge," and I'm like, "Dude, if I can get up there, I will."
Oh, the log bridge, that's scary.
I couldn't make it to the log bridge in the Sonata. There's a few. I don't think there's anything there I could have done in the Sonata.
Mud hole.
No, I don't think. I think the approach and departure angles are too steep. My bumpers wouldn't like that. This thing's got 304,000 miles on it.
Right. So every Friday, come on down. If you want to wheel, it just covers the insurance, the $30 for the day, right? Because we got
goddamn devil insurance,
right? Like the insurance is absolutely ridiculous for this business. So
waiver,
right? Yeah. And we have founding members. We only have a few passes left. We've already got. We're about 20 members.
Nice.
We're trying to keep it. Plus, we have a bunch of freebies. Like everyone at Dirt Nerds are all founding members.
Oh yeah, because we're poor and we can't afford it.
No, because we love you guys to death and we want you to be part of it. And the idea with the founding members is you're going to influence what we build next. So
Toyota.
Sure. Bring your Toyotas. Bring your Broncos. It is a 4x4 park. ATVs.
Oh, so not vehicle. Obstacle.
Oh, I
want to influence your next vehicle to be a Toyota.
No.
That's my goal.
Does it have solid axles?
We can make a Toyota with solid axles.
See, why don't we get an old FJ?
That would be amazing.
That would be awesome.
I might know someone selling a right-hand drive FJ.
If we
FJ
had,
80.
hey, it's not about brand for us. It's about the math. So solid axles, it's Archimedes. Hands down, it is a lever. One tire comes up, it forces the other 3 tires down.
Yep.
So, it's not about Jeep or Toyota or Bronco. It is about physics.
Dude, I will find you a right-hand drive 80.
If you find me a right-hand drive 80, I will drive it if we could take the doors off. I won't drive anything with doors on it.
I got a Sawzall.
There we go.
Nick might not like that, but I got a Sawzall.
Yeah, we got to cut the doors off. I'm sorry. All about being in a Jeep. I don't understand people who drive their Jeeps with their windows up and the air conditioning on.
So I'm sure you don't, but do you take the doors off at all for tours, or is insurance required to have it on?
Insurance requires us to have it on. Yeah, it's terrible. But my YJ, I never put the doors on it.
Yeah.
I don't even know where they are. Where are the doors to the YJ?
Somewhere in the garage, maybe the loft.
Yeah, I don't know.
Whenever, if it's the summer and I'm driving the JK, the doors come off.
Just in the summer? You don't do it in the winter?
Fuck no.
Oh, jeez.
Fuck no. I've done it before when I had my CJ. There's pictures of me in high school driving the CJ with doors off in the winter just because I forgot to put them on. Yeah. I loved it. Yeah. I was the Jeep guy in high school. As CJ always had the doors off.
Yeah,
always. It had a bikini top on it and no doors. I would park it in the cart corral at the grocery store I worked at when it rained, so it wouldn't get wet on the inside.
Nice.
I've got a picture of that somewhere.
Yeah, so we like to say at Terra Overland, there's no such thing as bad weather, just bad gear.
Yep.
So all you gotta do is put the poncho on, you're good to go. It's just that's the experience, right? You're supposed to immerse yourself in nature. You can't do that with the windows up and the air conditioning on, right? So it's that freedom.
How have your bring your own rig strips gone? Because you announced those back at Overland Expo. Have you have a bunch of people bring your own rigs?
Oh, those things went off like crazy. We sold tickets insane. It's just during the prime season right here. It's just we can't
run them because
we're so busy with
stuff.
Yeah, it's insane. Like pretty much Mondays are our slow days. They're pretty much the only day we get in the office. So if you send us emails, you don't hear back from us till the following Monday. It's because we've been out of service.
Yeah.
We've been out in the woods for a week. Like I'm living my dream. Dawn and I are out, and we're out in the woods all the time. We're just hanging out with great, amazing people.
Well, it's funny because you say you're living the dream, and on the way back to your house, Dawn was like, look in the rearview mirror, look how beautiful it is.
The sunset.
For people that see it every day, the fact that you guys still appreciate it is amazing.
I have to tell you, honestly, I've traveled a lot around the world. I've seen so many beautiful things, but frankly, to me, I decided that Virginia had the most consistent beauty.
Yeah.
And I could be driving down the road and see this great, beautiful sunset. And then you turn the corner and it's completely different and even more beautiful. And you just are in awe driving down the road. You cannot stay in if you're stressed out or angry. You just can't.
I don't understand people that do.
Look at it. It's that gorgeous.
Like I know people that live on my road that are constantly stressed out. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I get it. When you're on the east side of the mountain, coming home, driving through Loudoun County, it's rough. You're sitting in traffic, you're upset. When I come over the mountain, I see the Shenandoah Valley from the top of the mountain.
Exactly.
And then I drive down the river, and then it opens up at Victory Farms, and I can just see a mountainscape. I don't understand how
can that not affect you in the most positive way?
It's the best skyline
spiritual.
ever.
And then you take it the next step and go into the forest and see it in a Jeep and wake up in a rooftop tent. The last time I woke up in the tent, there was a whippoorwill singing, and then another bird chimed in after like 5 minutes, and I'm up with the birds, basically.
Yeah.
Then another one came in that I never heard before. It was like a symphony, an actual symphony concert going on. And
Forest hugs.
Each instrument coming in at a different time, and then it just blew my mind.
Yeah, I'll sit on the back porch, and I'll do it tomorrow morning. Assuming I don't spend the night here, I don't know what the hell's going to go on.
You definitely should. We'll set up the rooftop tent. You could try it out. You've been wanting to try it out.
Yeah,
right? I want an
OVS. The Bushveld 2 is the one I'm looking at.
That thing's huge.
The Bushveld 2 is smaller than the Sidewinder.
Is it?
The Bushveld is the big one.
Oh, okay.
The 2 is smaller.
smaller.
It's like 47 by 68, so it should fit on the top of the two-door.
Is that
perfectly.
a clamshell still?
Yeah, it opens to the passenger side, which is what you suggested, open to the passenger side.
Yeah, so, there's a lot of things. So, Jeep, if you're listening, there's some things we need to make a change on.
Yeah.
When you go, so a lot of our customers like to go to campgrounds. Some of them don't like dispersed camping. And when, they want to plug in or they want to be at a campground or whatever, they want Wi-Fi for whatever reason.
Sickening.
Or swimming pools.
That's my favorite thing that you do is you do, when you're mapping a trip, you purposefully pick a camp that doesn't have cell phone service.
Exactly. Yeah, we get the 4G, 5G map in Gaia. And when I'm looking for camp spots and even the routes, I try to plan them as thin as possible to cell service. Do that on purpose because you really can't connect with somebody if they're staring at their phone all night. And a lot of kids these days, especially the younger ones, don't know how to disconnect. And
not even the younger kids. People, I mean, the TikTok generation has hit full steam. Mm-hmm. People keep their heads buried all the time.
It's terrible. I feel so bad hey, I feel like I'm part to blame, right? Like
tech developer over here.
I mean, I've been building technology and internet apps and websites and stuff pretty much since I was in the 8th grade with my first BBS before ARPANET opened the internet, before the TCP/IP protocol became available. So I had a BBS running in my dad's basement, which connected to the phone line to the house, and then I had another phone line for my bedroom. My dad lives having one for the house he had a business, so we had one. Me and my brother had one, and the other one was connected to the mainframe at the school.
Oh, nice.
So I had access to our mainframe at our grade. Well, it was our regional school district, but it happened to be in our grade school where they had the server room.
And that's how you passed the 8th grade?
I did I pass the 8th grade? I think I just tested out and got the hell out. Actually, I tested out my freshman year.
Okay.
I spent a semester at MIT and I realized it wasn't for me. And that's when I built my first business with an internet service provider. And I sold it to AOL.
Nice.
And I was 21.
Wild thing. AOL has one of the first data centers in Loudoun County is AOL. It just sold. AOL no longer exists.
Oh, wow. Nice.
At least
so when are they going to change?
At least where we're at, the data center that was AOL in their main headquarters just sold.
Wow.
So I don't know. I'm sure they have data space somewhere else, but not with us anymore in Loudoun.
Well, I'm just waiting for them to change Loudoun County to Amazon County.
Yeah, they're going to.
Yeah, it's just going to happen.
Listen, we're stopping. There's no more power left.
I'm sure.
There's no more power left.
I'm sure there's a bad water problem too up there, isn't there?
Power.
Okay.
So we use as much power as most large cities.
That's insane.
Wow.
That's a shame. I get it because of, you got May East, you got the transatlantic cable, all that stuff meets there. And I get why Loudoun County is the richest county, even more so than Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
And it's the Silicon Valley of the East. I mean, without it, I could tell you how much work I do for Amazon, right? Like as an engineer, architect. But it's just, it's the side hustle now.
Yeah.
It used to be the full-time job, writing AI. Now it's the side hustle.
Right. You are the problem.
I am the problem.
Writing AI.
I am the problem. And I am so sorry for destroying our youth because I see it every day. One of the trips that we were on, the first thing we say is we're going to be completely in the back country. You're not going to have cell service, blah, 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 blah. Are you okay with that? And we're okay with that until they get out there.
So they realize what no cell service is because they've never experienced it before.
They've never experienced being completely disconnected, and
they're angry about it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure. The younger generation starts freaking out, crying that they can't send it. Like, it didn't happen if I can't post it on Instagram. I'm like, you can post it when you get back.
Jeep, having headaches.
Yeah. The one girl tried
having headaches because they can't see it.
Because they can't get online.
Dude, I have headaches because I'm online too much.
Yeah,
it's horrible. I know. I'm either dehydrated, but I've been drinking a ton of water, so I'm not dehydrated. So I've been staring at my damn phone too long.
Exactly.
So I intentionally set it down.
Yeah, it's terrible. But again, so my parents were hippies. So Listen to the Dead. They went to. My dad was a ticket holding Woodstock goer. They were hippies for 5 years before I was even born. Got married, and their whole vibe was reconnecting with nature. Right? They said we didn't believe in. My parents didn't believe in organized religion. Really, the rest of the family did, but my dad and my mom, especially my mom, was always about believe in yourself, believe in Mother Nature. Mother Nature will provide.
Yeah, I understand that, and I have that too, but I also have the organized religion thing because that's how I was brought up.
Yeah.
So I understand
There's
both
nothing
ways.
wrong with that.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone's allowed to have their, don't get me wrong, everyone's allowed to have their own faith, be their own people. It's just how I was raised.
Yeah. I get both sides of it too, though, because it's a good guidebook, but how the hell did all of that happen? People say that all the time. People don't believe the stories are true, but they believe the stories teach good lessons.
Exactly.
And if that's why, I don't want to call anybody out, but I know a bunch of people that go to church to make their spouse happy, and they get those parts of the stories. They go, that story definitely didn't happen. But if you take away the message from it, it's still a good message to have.
Absolutely. So I'm not knocking any religion whatsoever. It's just I'm telling you how I was raised.
Yeah.
And my mom, she never put on shoes. She believed in grounding with earth. And
my favorite thing to do when I get home. Yeah. When I get home from my day job, I take off my shoes
and touch the grass.
I pee in the yard with my feet on the ground.
There you go.
It's my favorite thing.
And in fact, and I thought my mom was just a dirty hippie, right? Like I was like, oh, she's just a dirty hippie. I was embarrassed, my friends, whatever. But there's actually science behind it, especially now with Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and all these signals coming in.
5G is going to get you.
If you hold so since World War II, we've had synthetic rubber on our feet. Right? Synthetic rubber was created during World War II. We've been completely isolated and insulated from the earth. So if you hold a multimeter with both hands and stand next to your phone, next to a computer, and your cell service, you will actually see electricity running through your body. And what this is doing is it's what actually is causing that anxiety and that stress. You hold that multimeter, take your shoes off, step on the earth, and it drops to zero. What it's doing is it's releasing that energy back into the earth. You're grounding yourself into the earth. And I didn't know that when I was, a kid, but now that I'm older, first thing I do is I walk the dog through the grass in my bare feet in the morning. When I feel stressed out, I take my shoes off and walk on the ground. When we're out camping in the GW, you feel more connected with the earth if you take your feet off, you take your shoes off and just connect.
Yeah.
And like I thought my mom was just a dirty hippie, but straight up, man, it actually, there is some science behind it, and it's just she was right.
Yeah, it's mostly recently that science came out, and they actually couldn't determine. It happens so fast when you touch your feet to the earth. They couldn't measure how fast it actually happened.
Like nanoseconds, and you only have to do it for a second.
It just clears you out.
You just want to dump that energy to the earth and then put your shoes back on. But anyway, I digress.
Go on tangents, dude. I love it.
All of our clients did it today.
Yeah.
They're like, oh my God, you're right. Like
that's what I miss the most today. I love hanging out with you guys. It's one of my favorite things is to go wheeling with you guys. But just being in the woods I live in the woods, but there's a difference between being in the woods at home, and being immersed in the wilderness,
living in a postcard.
Yeah,
that's what we keep saying. It's like that's our thing.
So I've still got the itch. I need to get out of the Sonata and put that thermostat back in and go wheeling.
I was look at the postcard.
No,
live in it.
That postcard.
Yeah, live in it. When you said I'm not going to make it today, I was like, oh man, bummer. Because I was thinking Tim could be tour guide in training.
Yeah, no, I
need tour guides.
I've been busting my ass with the podcast. I'm trying to do YouTube videos now too. I would love to find time. That's why I tried to get you to buy that property up by my house, man.
Ulterior motive.
Get your money, and then I'll run your off-road park up in Northern Virginia, and I'll be your full-time employee, and I'll help guide whenever you want to.
Again, I don't know. Having an off-road park, I don't know if that's really a good idea. Like
let's not call it an off-road park. Let's call it a off-road playground. It's only 180. You can't do a park with 180 acres.
No. And really it's like, and I get it. The Cove is an awesome place. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Kairos is super cool. Like the White Rhino, that trail is awesome.
I can't wait to see you. You have to take video of Kairos.
Okay.
you have to take video of Kairos.
We're doing that.
Yeah, we're doing. So the clients that are coming from Germany, we're going to do the BDR.
Yep.
Down to Mountain Lake Lodge where they shot Dirty Dancing.
Yep.
And then we're going to go from there to Kairos. And then we're going to spend the day at Kairos. And then we're going to come back through James River and do James River. And then we're going to come up the Blue Ridge Parkway, Otter Creek.
I should show you the... I've got a Gaia map. I routed a trip 2 years ago that I never ran. It's called VA Adventure. It goes from Kairos all the way up to the Cove Campground and stops at like 3 or 4 different parks and goes through 2 or 3 national forests.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you should we should share routes.
Yeah. Yeah, I would love to do that's my goal, to still do that trip.
A lot of people are like, oh, what's the point of going to Terra Overland? I'll tell you, we have over 3,000 points of interest tagged in our Gaia in the George Washington National Forest. Everything from hot water springs that we found that you can swim in.
Listen, I drink waterfalls. I drink water out of a pipe out of the side of the mountain because you told me to. Yeah. And it was one of the best decisions I've ever made. You're like, you just stop and fill up your water bottle. And I'm like, this looks sketchy as hell, but I'm going to do it. And it was great water.
Purified by Mother Nature with all the minerals that you need in your body. Mother Nature will provide. Not that filtered water with the minerals added back in, put in a plastic bottle and shipped across the planet. This is straight out of the earth.
But it's from Fiji.
Yeah, okay. Don't believe the marketing hype.
It's from Fiji, man.
It doesn't even say bottled in New York City
John.
on the side of it.
It's Deer Park. It comes from a park. Yeah. We're good to go.
Yeah. What we also do is we don't drink out of every spring. We carry a water test kit in every Jeep, which tests 16 different chemicals and everything in the water. So we do test it first every spring that we go, especially if it's a spring we never drank out of. But there's artisanal wells out in the George Washington National Forest that man, they're like, you have no idea how deep they are. They got to be at least 800 feet deep. You crank the wheel, you lower
so it's a legit well with a bucket and all that?
Well, not a bucket. It has a wheel on it. You got to bring your own line.
Okay.
There is no line. You got to bring your own line, and then you send down your Yeti jug or whatever, and it comes up, and it's this crazy blue color. It's like, and it is some of the best tasting water you've ever drank in your entire life. We've marked old ghost towns, old mining towns, caves.
Dude. I was watching a YouTube video where they hit an old ghost town. I'm like, I want to do that so bad. I want to drive through an old ghost town. I want to go out and adventure and see old America.
Yeah. The Americana out there is amazing. Old Civil War foundations that we've tagged, old homesteads.
I was hiking. I did it earlier this year. I did 7 miles on the Appalachian Trail from Morgan Mills to Bear Chase Brewery. 7 miles. I caught up with this guy, just ran into him on the trail. I don't know his actual name. He went by the name Possum. He's like, my trail name's Possum. He was coming from Georgia. And we walked past just like, I don't want to call them ruins because that makes it sound really old, but just old homes that have fallen down, old stone homes. And the unbelievable history, because this is the oldest part of America, is I guarantee we could search and search and search and never find the history on this stuff out here.
I'll tell you some history where we're at right now. So in this holler right here, the original family was here. It's still here.
Okay.
They were original settlers in Jamestown. Pocahontas brought them out here and showed them the valley. They've been here for over 405 years, the thousands of acres that they have owned. Now, granted, a lot of it got pushed when the park became the park. They got pushed into the holler, and it's federally deeded. They can only pass it on to their family.
That's awesome.
And they've been here longer than we've been a country, right? Their original is to get have their religious freedom and be able to come here and do what they want to do and have that freedom. And they've been here for longer than we've been a country, for crying out loud. In fact, their land lease is signed by Lord Fairfax
That's
and
awesome.
George Washington.
Insane.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So, and the federal government honored it. So, most people don't realize that George Washington's first job here, one of his first jobs here as a 13-year-old boy, was to horseback all throughout Virginia and map every county and issue land leases to everyone here. And he did it less than a year. Give me one 13-year-old kid that would do that today. Name one.
Nope.
Couldn't tell you.
So I can barely. I know a bunch of 13-year-olds and none of them can even ride horses.
Right, exactly. I know a bunch of 13-year-old kids that never even lit a match.
Oh, I mean, that was taught to me in Boy Scouts. That was the first thing taught. They're like, oh, you want to be a Boy Scout? Here's a matchbook. Start a fire.
So, we live a very sheltered life compared to what it used to be.
The unbelievable history. And I've never, I live in, not the holler like you guys do, but I live in the back country, not quite as much as you guys do, but just the unbelievable history hiding here. And
it's insane. Like Lewis and Clark, Thomas Jefferson, right here, Spotswood Trail. I mean, that's where Pocahontas started their expedition. It's just the history here from Jamestown to Williamsburg to the American Revolution to the Civil War. Union Springs Trail. If you're on Union Springs Trail,
I can't believe I missed that today. You've talked about Union Springs so much, and you're like, you finally get to run Union Springs.
Yeah,
that's next time.
It's one of my favorite trails because it's not too crazy, and it's the history is insane. I mean, that was the line during the Civil War. There was no West Virginia. It was north versus south. They were fighting over the iron ore in the mountain to make bullets and cannonballs and everything else. Like, they were defending that mountain ridge. There's old gun turrets up there. Mm-hmm. There's old homesteads up there that were burned and taken over during the Civil War. I mean,
and now all that stuff is the actual ruins is prehistory because you can't find anything about the actual. I mean, I'm sure some places you can, but you drive past shit, gun turrets and everything, and it
just looks like a bunch of rocks.
It's just a bunch of rocks. It's prehistory because nobody recorded it.
Well,
nobody recorded what was where, when it was, why it was. Like, it's just.
And the Park Service wants it to all go back to nature, and
it should.
It should. But man, when you're out there,
so speaking of the Park Service, I was looking at jobs. I like my job. If anybody from my office is listening, I love my job. I don't love my job. I like my job. Okay. But I was looking at jobs with the Park Service. You have to have the college degree to be a park ranger?
Yes. Yeah.
Shit is wild.
Yeah.
Wild.
We love the Park Service. David and everybody over there have been absolutely amazing working with us, making sure our permits are all taken care of and everything. It's just, they're so awesome to work with, and they just love nature.
Yeah.
They just want to protect it. They want to make sure that we're not tearing the place up and hot dogging it and stuff like that. But oh my God, they have so much respect for Mother Nature and everything, all the things that they put in place, tread lightly, all those things that we have to adhere to, which we do anyway.
Yeah, because you don't want to preserve where we have fun. Because as soon as you start ripping it up, it gets taken away.
Exactly.
It's what's happening out west.
Yep, exactly. So as soon as you start disrespecting it, they'll take it away. They'll lock it up. There's so many trails that were absolutely awesome, even when I first moved here, that were open and that we were doing, and then they lock them up, like Second Mountain.
Yep.
And because people tear it up, you're driving through a holler, like Union Springs, that's a holler until you make that left-hand turn at the top.
Yeah.
People live up there. You're tearing up their road. They spend $20,000 a year maintaining that road. Not government. It's not, and I could rip this up at two-wheel drive. Yeah, you can, but you're tearing up these people's property.
I feel the shot.
Right? Like, you can. I'm sure the Jeep can handle it. I'm sure your fancy 4x4 can handle it, but you're destroying the park.
Yeah, you need to maintain it.
Yeah, come on, man.
Well, and people don't know that, really.
They don't.
People still reside there because we had people that we were just saying, stop.
There you go.
Because we did not want them to at all enter that property. And it's close to where you're turning, so you have to be careful.
We don't even let, it's their property. It's their private property, and we just stay away from it. And it's just... you got to respect people. You can't just go out there and think, my tax dollars pay for this. I'm just going to tear it up. or leave trash. That's the biggest pet peeve.
Dude, I hate it.
Hey, if you're an overlander or a 4x4, you go out there and just wheel your ATV and first, campfires do not get hot enough to burn cans and glass. All right. You need a forge to do that, people. And it's super toxic. You're standing around a campfire and you're burning plastic.
Shit's gasoline. It's pure gasoline you're breathing in.
Okay, do you want cancer or not? You know what I mean? Come on. And then they leave broken glass everywhere. Like, I want to walk around barefoot. My dog got a glass stuck in his foot because people are smashing glass up there. You know, I mean, come on, people. A little common sense. We went up there last week and somebody left their tent, their stove, everything at the top of flagpole.
Damn.
The other time, I had to actually call the park service because one time so you're only allowed to camp in a camp spot for 14 days, period.
Which is a long time.
It's a long time, and you can move to the next one. Right down the road.
Yeah, the 15th day you move down 100 yards.
And you got another camp spot, right?
As long as it's got a fire and you can stay there.
And we're up there every day. So I'm up there with clients. I see this RV. It's got like a blue tarp over it. I don't see any other cars next to it. It's a trailer just parked there. I'm like, okay, somebody's out hiking, having a good time. Cool. And we go by. I come up the next day. Nothing's going on. I drive by this, right? I'm like, oh my God. A week goes by. I'm like, all right, something's up that this thing's still here. And there's no sign of civilization whatsoever. Nothing.
Was it abandoned?
Hold on. So 2 weeks into this, right? I'm seeing it every day. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And so I pinged Greg down over there at the ranger station. And I was like, yo, man, there's an abandoned RV up here, or a trailer. Somebody just left it here.
Which I'm sure happens all the time.
And so I let them know because I couldn't pull it out of there. It's against the law. So they had to call the cops, and the cops have to come out. They got to pull it out. The Forest Service has got to tow it out. It costs money. Like, seriously, do not leave. I see on Bald Mountain Jeep Trail, there's 2 armchairs just sitting in the middle of the trail. Why? Why would you bring 2 armchairs out in the woods? Why? Why would you do that? You're just asking to get it shut down. And it's a pet peeve of mine. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go on a tangent, but a little respect when you come out here from DC.
Well, also it's like you said, it's people's homes. The rich men north of Richmond.
Yeah, exactly. Richmond north of Richmond.
We got to tie Oliver Anthony into it a little bit. He's been all the rage recently.
I love him, man. He's great. I want to go to that metal festival.
Dude,
just
that
to see
looks
him.
so good. It's sold out. Are you guys going to try and get in
a booth?
With booths? It's a hell of a way to get a ticket.
There you go. All access, baby.
Hell yeah.
But I also know the promoter over there. So
okay.
Yeah, he's actually a friend of mine. So one of the promoters.
Yeah, I did metal, it's not quite a festival like that. But Virginia Beach held this thing. It was a one-day festival called the Lunatic Luau, and it was so much fun. It was 7 or 8 metal bands playing back to back, and it was so much fun. I couldn't imagine going down there for that though. And that's not just metal; they've got rap and
it's a rock festival.
Yeah, rock festival and country and everything.
Slipknot, Lamb of God. Coheed and Cambria. I mean, that lineup is sick. I don't understand why they do it there and not in Rocktown. It kind of would make more sense.
Well, they do it. Jesus, do they do it at the raceway?
Yeah.
Okay, that's why, because the raceway is huge.
Oh, we got a huge fairgrounds
here. They probably
set
set up multiple stages around multiple parts of the track.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's like Warped Tour. My band played Warped Tour and Ozfest and stuff like that. Same thing. Again, back to the trash. Please, if you're packing it in, pack it out because I'm tired of carrying it out for you.
Yeah, they have these cool companies. Let me throw a shameless plug. So if you don't have a way to get your trash in and out, check out one of our show partners, RhinoUsa. They've got cool spare tire trash bags, relatively cheap. I can't remember the price of them also. I don't think I can talk about the price. But save yourself some money. Use code DIRTDRIVE and get 10% off anything on their website. Check out RhinoUsa for if you have no way to get your trash out, you don't want to put it in the back of your truck.
I didn't know Rhino made other than like toe straps and stuff.
They make a lot of stuff now.
Really? I got to read. Do you have a contact over there? Hey, Rhino, if you're listening, you want to put you want to get some gear on our trucks, well, we will sell it and we will put it on our trucks.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, I can get you hooked up with Rhino. Rhino's.
Oh man, we have all their toe straps.
I've got their toe straps. I've been using their toe straps since
and their ropes
2017. I love their stuff.
Great gear. I just haven't been keeping up with them.
It's all designed and tested in the United States.
That's important to us.
I wish it was made in the U.S. It's not quite made in the U.S. yet, but it's designed and tested in the U.S.
Yeah.
Which is important.
Yep. That's why we have Mickey Thompson, Falcon, and you know, like everything. We try to keep everything.
That's important to me too. Is like I do this for fun. I don't need any of the stuff that I have. So if I'm gonna buy something, I want to buy something that supports U.S. jobs. Like it doesn't have to be necessarily made in the U.S., but if it's a U.S. based company, all their marketing and sales and design is done in the country, that's good enough for me. And at least we're supporting people in the country.
And I'll tell you right now, if you're making products in the United States, I will buy that product before I'll buy any other product.
Oh, yeah.
So if it says designed, manufactured, and created in the United States, I will spend the money on that before I'll spend the money on some Chinese product.
Well, yeah, and I've got a contact that I'm going to meet from Rhino at Overland Expo. I can see if I can introduce you.
Oh, nice. Cool.
I think his name's Wes.
So what we're going to do is the Thursday before Expo is the public grand opening of the 4x4 park.
I think Thursday is the first day of Expo.
Well, that Thursday, whatever that date is, don't go to Expo. Just go there Friday and Saturday. Come to the 4x4 park. It's less than 40 minutes from Expo. Come on out, have some fun at the park, and then hit the George Washington National Forest for a night before you go back to Expo.
Yeah, so my plan was Wednesday. I've got this weird hiccup burp thing going on right now.
It's the fast food.
It is the fast food. I feel like shit, but I loved it. So Wednesday,
Stuff is terrible.
Oh, it's terrible. I'm going to get off work at 4. I'm going to drive to Expo. Thursday, Friday, Expo. Saturday morning, Expo till 11.
How many times can we say Expo?
Expo,
we need an
Expo.
counter. Bing, bing, bing.
We're going to go to the event. How about that?
There we go.
I'll do the event till 11 on Saturday, and then it's Escape Expo. There, one more time.
All right. Well, that's our own. That's your own thing, so that's okay to say it. But yeah, you know, it's a cool thing. You get to see all your vendors. You get to see all the vendors and stuff like that. And we're very thankful for all the CVT, OVS, Thunderbox.
Yeah, I'm disappointed OVS isn't going to be there. Because I did want to see the Bushveld in person. I'm sure if I walk around the parking lot, I'll see one.
I haven't seen him at Expo East ever.
Yeah, they're going to be at King of the Hammers. That's where I'll see them. But hopefully, I already have the tent by then.
Yeah, but they're a great partner of ours. We need anything, they ship it right overnight. Like anything, they really take care of us. Yeah, we're just super happy. Snowmaster is another great partner. American Adventure Labs is a great partner. The JT, the deflators I showed you.
Those were nice.
Dude. All right. So if you're deflating your tires the old fashioned way with either your thumbnail or pulling the pin.
That's what I do. I pull the valve stem. I'm like, someone's like, what happens if you lose one? I'm like, I got an extra in the spare.
I'll tell you right now.
I'll be okay.
Come see me for the best tire deflators on the market. We exclusively sell them here in Virginia. You'll be able to pick them up at the 4x4 park. All you do is set it to the pressure you want it, thread it, and forget it. You walk away, just walk away, drink a beer, have a good time. You don't have to do anything. Hang out with your friends, just let the tires go down. It's set it, thread it, and forget it. It's awesome. It is the best air down tool ever.
Is that their line, or did you just come up with that?
No, I just came up with that.
It's their line now.
Okay. All right.
You can even drive with them on deflating your car.
Yeah. If you're in a hurry, we'll deflate. It's like sometimes, like if we have to rescue somebody, or we're part of 4x4 buddies. That's another thing.
I still need to join because I don't have a Discord yet. I need to do a Discord.
Oh, you got to get on 4. Okay, so if you're in Virginia, DC, Western DC, Richmond, this whole area, Mid-Atlantic area, it was actually started by my friend Greg in Massanutten. He lives in Massanutten. He started it. It's called 4x4buddies.rocks. It is the best off-road community I've ever been in. Forget that Facebook stuff. All they do is talk smack.
Dude, all they do is talk smack and like, look at my wheels. Look at my angry eye. Nobody cares.
No one cares. Oh, I'm afraid to scratch my Jeep. Well, you bought it for the wrong reason.
Hey, I just took my Jeep out for the first time. Like all these scratches in the paint. How do I fix it? Don't.
They're beauty marks.
Don't. The way you fix it, sell it to someone who'll appreciate it.
Exactly. And if you do have a problem with it, just get a clear wrap on it.
Yeah.
You know, that's what we tell everyone.
The PPF.
Yep. You just put a clear wrap on it. You're good to go. If you're that afraid of scratching your Jeep. And then.
So I just had the vinyl work done on my Jeep, and my dad's like, I saw him on Thursday for lunch. He's like, so what happens when it scratches? I'm like, I'll replace it. I don't know. It'll be okay. So I didn't put it on there anticipating to keep it perfect.
I mean, it's going to get discolored from the mud anyway.
Yeah.
So your whole Jeep's going to, hey, I'll tell you right now, do not listen to an Overland review or whatever if their engine compartment is clean. If their engine compartment looks like ours, then you trust the review.
Yeah.
I mean, we beat the trucks. I mean, we don't beat them, but they're trail worthy, not trail rated. Right. And that's because of Dirt Nerds. Dirt Nerds keeps our
hell yeah, brother.
They keep our Jeeps totally trail worthy.
That's what we're doing after this. I got to go put a set of brakes on your Jeep.
We got to put some brakes on the Jeep after this. And Tom and you guys, Tim, Trevor, everyone, PJ and Brian, everyone over there is absolutely amazing. If you want work done to your truck, you got to see Dirt Nerds. We send everyone to you guys. Everyone asks. Not only do you do top-notch work at PJ's anal retentativeness, and hey, I have to say thanks for putting the smiley face on the diff cover, man. You cracked me up, man. I went to change the oil, and I saw, or not on the oil. I guess it's the oil pan.
The oil pan.
Yeah. You guys also got a good sense of humor and listen to good music. So, you know, it's, what do you want me to tell you? It's the best off-road shop in the area. They actually care about keeping you on the road. Like, we're going on this 6-day trip. Tom just had a baby. He's like, I'll keep my phone on if you need anything.
Yeah, I told Dawn the same thing. I'm like, I work a full-time job. Hard work, no pay. Then I should send you the reel. It was hard. I work long hours for low pay, and it's like me working 43 hours a week. I work 37 and a half hours a week. But if you need anything, I will gladly, as soon as I get the thermostat in, if you need anything, I will gladly call out of work sick, do whatever I have to. That's what I did today. As I told my boss, because it has been stressful at work. We just got a new software. It's not going well. Everything else, and I told my boss, I called him on my way back up to the office yesterday because I work in the field. I'm on construction sites all day long. I'm like, hey, just shit's been piling up. I just need to take a mental health day. And that's what it was. And I will gladly do that again too. It won't be a mental health day. It'll be hey, I need to take some annual leave today because my friends are broken down in the woods. But I will gladly come out and hang out with you guys and wheel and.
So let's get back to 4x4 Buddies.
Bring you spare tires.
So a lot of people join 4x4 Buddies. That's 4x4buddies.rocks.
Link in the description.
Link in the description. And we have our own Terra Overland channel there, but we're very heavily involved in the Mid-Atlantic channel. It is now worldwide. There's over 3,000 members. And if you get stuck in the George Washington National Forest, just ping them. Somebody will be out to rescue you. We got a phone call from some dude that got stranded at Bald Mountain, and his shock blasted through his engine compartment and took out his battery.
God damn.
And they were stranded up there on the Cellar Mountain Trail, which is the offshoot. So they were like 3 miles in. No one's going to drive past there, right? Yeah. Like they're just doing Bald Mountain. No one's going in the offshoot trail, right? He's like, oh, we just came up here to check it out, and now we're stranded. And dude, I sent a message to 4x4 Buddies, and someone pinged me back on there and said, we're actually out here.
Yeah.
And they went and helped recover them. So, you know, it's a great community. Greg has done an amazing job with it. And we share routes, we trade information, we talk a little fun. And it is just such an awesome community. It reminds me of a more local Overland Bound, right?
Yeah.
Like, so if you're in the area, it's worldwide, but it's really strong here. And it's a great resource for people coming from, north of Richmond, Richmond area.
The Richmond, north of Richmond coming
right.
down.
As long as you're coming down, you should.
Hell yeah, brother.
Join 4x4 Buddies. Say hi. I'm InItSix is my handle.
Okay.
And same as my trail name.
What's the story behind InItSix?
Oh, that's a cool story. Did I tell that before?
I don't think so, because I don't know. I don't know the story. So
okay, we can talk that story for a minute.
We'll divert for a minute.
So 4x4 Buddy rocks. Go to the contact page, click on the Discord channel, join it. and you'll have the best support you've ever had coming out here.
Oh yeah.
All right.
So another good one that I told Tom to tell you guys about before we get to the InItSix story is Virginia 4x4 Rescue is also really good.
That is a good one. I did post on there, and Shenandoah Valley 4-wheel drive on Facebook, but those are really cool dudes too, because I posted there as well, because I wasn't getting a response, because I knew there was 4x4 buddies out there on the weekend, but I didn't get a hold of anybody, because service is spotty up there, right? But I posted there as well. Dude contacted me right back. He's like, I'm going to check to see if we got people out there, people that could get out there. So there are other great Facebook communities, don't get me wrong. It's just the Discord is more private. It's more focused. It's less noise. There's no ads.
Zucky's not going to get you.
Right. Right. Exactly. And
Daddy Zuck's not watching every move.
You're not going to give away your soul to talk to somebody. Right. So, and the group is just cool. Guys and girls, they're just awesome. And it's a good mix of male and female. So don't be afraid if you're female to join. There's awesome females on there as well. And it's just a cool group. So join 4x4. We tell all our clients, if you want to get into the lifestyle, 4x4 Buddies is the best group that I have found out here other than Overland Bound.
Yeah. So InItSix.
InItSix. So did I tell the story of how this all happened? How I even got here?
Yeah. How you left? You got fed up with your job in Philly and
my company.
Your company.
I sold it.
You just went into the woods.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit more to that story, but essentially, what it came down to is I forgot what made me happy. And the last thing I remember making me happy was being a Boy Scout, having everything in my backpack, and just being out in nature.
Yep.
So living in the city, I get a zip car, I go to REI, I buy all the gear back, because you don't have all this stuff living in the, so I told Tom, sorry, Tom. I told Tom, because you guys are teaching me as well. I put on my first Driveshaft. Tom told me how to put on my first
I'm teaching how to do brakes.
Brakes, right? He taught me how to. I mean, you guys are awesome, man. Like, not only are you a great 4x4 shop, but you want to make sure that people can maintain their own rigs. Yeah. Right. Especially
because when you're out in the woods, something's going to go wrong, and you need to know how to fix it. You can obviously pay someone to fix it when you get towed out after being there for 3 days or whatever. But if you are able to work on your own vehicles, then it makes your life that much easier, because something is going to break. It's going to happen.
And he just had Tom 4.0. And you know, it's
he is Tom 4.0 actually.
He is. He's Tom 4.0. Yeah, Tom 4.0. And he takes the time out of his day after just having a baby to come down here and help me, you know, and he is one of the greatest teachers. You know, he's patient. He showed you every step of the way, and he's like, "You cool with this?" I'm like, "Yeah, I think I got this." And he was like, before I moved here, the only toolkit I had was the one you buy at IKEA. Yeah. Right? Like, I didn't have tools. You don't have a garage. You know,
your 8mm Allen wrench that comes with every piece of furniture at IKEA.
Exactly. And that little plastic hammer. That was my toolkit when I first moved here. So, and you know, Tom just looked. I'm a computer nerd. Hey, you want to fix your website? Call me. You know, you want to write some AI? I'll talk your ear off, right?
Oh yeah.
But each of us have our own talents, right? And he's teaching. He not only is he helping, and he's bending over backwards to make sure that our trips go off without a hitch. And we also work, you know, great. I mean, he's great to work with side by side. Everyone at Dirt Nerds is absolutely awesome to work with. So thank you guys so much for keeping Terra Overland running.
And Tom even called the night after all of these things, just at 9:30 at night after his long day, just to see if we were okay.
Yeah,
and we were all set.
Yeah. I mean,
there's teaching, there's follow up, there's so much bending over backwards for your clients. It's a really great symbiotic way to work with your clients, I think.
Yeah, you guys figured out the business model. You have it. You know, everyone, if you're a Dirt Nerds customer, I guess I'm preaching to the choir, but if you're not a Dirt Nerds customer and you got a 4x4 that actually needs like real 4x4 work done to it, not like, you know, like a normal shop, you know, like a normal repair shop that you take your car to.
Let me do another shameless plug.
Go for it.
So if you're not local to Northern Virginia and you want to be a Dirt Nerds customer supporter, check out our website, dirtnerdsoffroad.com. Find all of our merch, all of our swag out there. Get a t-shirt, so help support us.
Why don't I have any Dirt Nerd swag?
Listen, man, it's a long story. It's available on the website, but you guys obviously will get Dirt Nerd stuff. I'll have to bring it down the next time I come down.
We got to get you guys some Terra Overland swag too. Our new shirts are coming out soon. They say campfires make me hot, and they're scratch and sniff.
Yes, Daddy.
Yeah. So you scratch them, and they smell like campfire with a little bit of marshmallow to them.
Ooh.
So they're scratch and sniff shirts are coming out soon. They say.
So let's come full circle. InItSix.
Okay, InItSix. So REI,
which is definitely going to be the name of the episode now. InItSix with Terra Overland is the name of the episode.
You got it. So InItSix. Okay. So I get on the Appalachian Trail, and I'm only going to be out there for the weekend. I just wanted to reconnect, and I had to get back to work, and I ended up being out there for a week.
Yeah.
So I hiked from Allentown to New Jersey and back again, and had a blast, and it was the best time of my life. And at that point, as I was hiking back, I ran into some through hikers that were doing
They're so cool.
Sobo.
Every through hiker I've ever met has been just such good stories and everything else. Like the guy I met, Possum. Mm-hmm. I got to take a picture of him at the 1,000-mile mark on the Appalachian Trail. So
that's awesome.
So I was there with him the day he hit 1,000 miles.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, that's a huge win.
Wild.
If you've never hiked the Appalachian Trail, just go do a day hike.
Yeah.
You know, hit a couple blazes, turn around, come back. It is absolutely worth every step. So back to the story.
InItSix.
All right. So I'm hiking. These through hikers come in hiking twice as fast as me. You know, I'm just getting my trail legs. And we're hiking, and he's like, "Oh, what's your trail name?" And I look at him like, "Trail name? Like, what the heck are you talking about?" Like, I didn't even know that was a thing, right?
I didn't know until I met this guy earlier this summer that you had trail names.
Yeah. He's like, "So what's your trail name?" And I'm like, "What's a trail name?" And he's like, "Well, usually it's given to you."
Yeah.
By your people you're hiking with, right? But it usually revolves around why you're out there. Or why you want to be out there, or what inspires you to be out there. That's how your trail name becomes.
Dawn's playing footsie with me.
I think is she? I thought it was me.
What's up, girl? Was it you? Oh, what's up, Daddy?
Anyway, I'm hiking and we're what is that called up there? Hawk Mountain, Pulpit Rock, and we're hiking up in there. And so we must have did 30 miles together, give or take, right? And we're hiking, and they're like, "Oh, why are you out here?" And they're asking me all these questions, trying to give me a trail name. And I'm like, "Oh, I'm out here to escape, get out of the city and reconnect." And I was like, kind of reboot myself. And I'm a computer engineer and blah blah blah. And he goes, "Well, we're gonna call you Reboot." I'm like, "Nah, it's cheesy." And I'm probably there's 1,000 dudes out here called Reboot. And so we keep hiking, and I'm like, "What about InItSix?" And they're like, "What is that?" I'm like, "That's what happens when you bring a Linux or a Unix system, completely shut it down in the correct order. Not like you unplug it or reboot it, right? You bring each process down. So you're shutting down the database. You're shutting down any services. You shut everything down in the correct order. You let the disk spin all the way down, and the computer shuts itself off. And then it comes back up in the correct order, right? It's like the right way you should shut down and reboot yourself. So they're like, "Oh, that's genius."
That is genius.
Yeah. So and that stuck, and I kept it as my trail name.
Well, because there's quick ways to reboot yourself as a human. But if you want to do it right, you got to follow the right steps.
You got to follow the right steps. And that's what we were doing. We were hiking and taking the right steps to do that. And it just came to me. I was like, well, what about InItSix? And they're like, that's the best trail name ever. And then they just started calling me that.
Nice.
And then when I came to Virginia full time, I just kept it. When I signed up for Overland Bound, I just kept it as my trail name. When I signed up at 4x4 Buddies, it's my trail name. It's my handle on ham radio, other than WRBL 679. So if you want to get me on ham radio, which we could talk about that too, because I know people are like, oh, how do you use these GMRS repeaters and all that stuff? There is a repeater here in the Valley. We have it on. It starts in Luray.
Give me your repeater call real quick, because I love it. It's one of my favorite things to hear. So when I'm with you guys and I hear your repeater call, that's how I know we're going into the woods. And it legitimately makes me happy when I hear your repeater call.
Oh, awesome.
It does, because that means we are actually going out and we're going to have fun in the woods.
Yep.
And that's
it's the start of the trip.
And we're always going through Amish country, coming through all these farms. And the next thing you hear is Sean's repeater call.
Yeah. So it's CQ, CQ, CQ. This is WRBL 679, Whiskey Romeo Bravo Lima 679. Checking to see if this frequency is open, clear to use. Over.
That makes me happy every time.
73s, baby, 73s.
That literally makes me smile every time I hear it. And I've got no idea what it means, but it sounds fantastic.
So those are all. So GMRS is ham radio. The government sectioned a piece of it off, some of the frequencies off, so you could just buy an $80 license. You don't have to go through all the testing and all that stuff. You just pay $80. It covers all the radios in your entire family. It covers your entire family, friends and family that are out using it on all your radios. You get your own handle, so you can actually communicate on it legally. CQ is seek you. You're seeking other people.
Okay.
Yeah, you're seeking other people. WRBL 679 is my ham radio handle. So when you're speaking to other ham radio operators, that's their call sign. And then your handle would be InItSix or Glenn or Tim or whatever trail name you wanted to use, or your own name. So, and then 73s is just goodbye, have a good time.
Signing off.
Right, you're signing off. And these are just old school. In fact, here in the holler, when I first moved here, the phone lines were party lines. You pick up the phone, the copper here, and you'd hear everyone else talking on it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, it's not awesome for talking to people unless you want to talk to your neighbors.
Right. So we all communicate up here with ham radio. Everyone up here. There's a repeater right here in Elkton. There's a repeater in Luray. There's a repeater at Elliott Knob. There's a repeater at Massanutten. There's a repeater out near Winchester. And they're all operating on channel 16 on the GMRS with the PT tone of 143.5, which on the Midland radios is channel 22.
Okay.
So you set to your repeater channel 16, and then you set your PT tones to 22. You're in. And as soon as you hit Luray, you can communicate with the entire valley.
Nice.
So if you're in the valley and you get on the GMRS repeater, call me out. We're always on. Yep. So when I'm solo in the Jeep, when I'm cruising around by myself, I'm on the repeater.
Yeah, you have to be.
Yep.
If you're out there alone, you have to have comms.
You got to have comms. And there's a great gentleman who runs the one here in Elkton. His name is Glenn. He must have called 3 or 4 tow trucks for me.
Oh, nice.
So, I get on the repeater. CQ, WRBL 679, and I'm looking for 579. A lot of the ham radio operators just use the 3 numbers at the end of their call sign, unless you go into a new territory. So you go to Texas or Tennessee or Florida or whatever. You want to use your whole call sign. But when you're up here and you know everybody, you usually like 679 looking for 532, and then he'll come back, and then you just say, hey, Glenn, can you call me a pickup truck? A tow truck, or I need a tow out. All the 4x4 buddies are all on GMRS. So yeah, it's and then also too, when I'm solo, I'll also have the scanning all frequencies. But mostly it's being on the repeater. So when you come out, just get on the repeater and say hi. I have a ham radio here in the house.
Oh, nice. You have a base station in the house?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. And in the cabin. And we leave that on the repeater at all times. Here in the holler, we use our own frequency here in the holler as well for like the neighbors and stuff. Like if somebody has a heart attack or we have a medical issue here, we're on our own out here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we have it takes an hour and a half, I would say, for EMS to get here or a fire truck to get here. We plow our own roads. We have our own little
you were talking
truck.
about plowing your own roads. What do you plow? Do you plow? Do you have something to plow with, or is it just neighbors? So
no, our community all pitched in. We bought an old truck. We bought a brand new plow. So the gentleman who was doing it all the time passed away. He's been living up here for almost 60 years, give or take, here in the holler. He passed away recently, but I welded the plow on it, and we helped maintain it. My thing here is I'm the internet service provider of the holler.
Yep.
So that's my contribution here to the holler. Everybody here in the holler, we get fiber. I get Fiber-Fi beamed from Massanutten Mountain to the top of my cabin here, and then I have Fiber-Fi. Everyone, I'm like the local ISP. Before that, they didn't have high-speed internet out here. So and then everyone connects to the cabin,
and then it shoots it back too.
It shoots it back, and we get full Fiber-Fi up here. So it was one of the things that it's my contribution here to the holler. Yeah, it's a small community, and you got to give, and everyone helps one another and everything else. Yeah,
that's how it is where we're at, and it's so much fun. It's great living in a place like that. Coming from the hustle and bustle, because I grew up in Ashburn, which is I knew the three houses that were around me, maybe four, and no one else. And nobody would, I grew up working on cars. I'd be out sitting in the driveway. We had a community path that ran by the house. Neighbors would come over and hang out. Nobody would ever, like other neighbors that we didn't know, nobody would ever ask what we're working on. Oh, that's a cool project. No. But now if I'm working on something at the house, here, since I'm tied in with the community that I'm in with, just knowing everybody around, hey, I'll be at church or I'll be at the firehouse, and hey, I saw you working on this. You need help next time, or
I just called my neighbor down here to borrow a jigsaw. Yeah. So it's like it's just amazing. And do you notice when you're driving through the holler, everyone waves at you? Yeah, it's super. I mean, it's just the greatest community ever. I mean, I would never go back. Seriously, you got to kill me to take me up this mountain or an army. One of the two. Pick your battles.
Exactly. But let's. So
InItSix came from the Appalachian Trail for some thru hikers. Yeah, they named me.
Trail name.
Yeah.
Dawn, what's your trail name?
I don't have one. Don't have one.
We got to get her one. We got to come up with a trail name for Dawn.
We'll have to. Next time we're out at Expo. We'll come up with one at Expo.
There you go. Dawn needs a trail name.
But we're gonna wrap it up. Thank you guys for listening.
Wait a minute. Didn't we?
No, we won't wrap it up. Let's keep going.
You know what? So
I'll cut that out.
This is between us. So if at this point we might cut it edit wise between us.
That's not right. We'll cover it at Expo. You might have more information by Expo to release it. Terra Overland's working on some really cool shit. Keep up with them. There's gonna be big announcements. That's all we'll say right now, because Dawn's giving me daggers like shut him up.
I want to announce this shit so bad.
I know you do. I know you do, and I want to announce it for you.
Oh my god, I want to announce it here first.
Here first, but not now.
Yeah. So.
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
When you can announce it, call me that day. I will come down, and we will do. If I come down on a Wednesday, I will have it ready to release on Thursday.
I just want it to be announced here before the press release goes out.
No.
Oh, please.
Press release has
Mom.
to be not happening.
No, so I'm not going to let you do it, because that's a lot of editing for me.
All right. All right.
Terrible Overland.
Terrible Overland.
Terra. I can't fucking talk, man. It's been a long goddamn.
It has been a long day. It's been a long summer for us, for sure.
Terra Overland has a bunch of really cool.
You can hear it in my voice. I'm exhausted.
They have a bunch of really cool shit coming. Follow them.
We have a massive announcement coming up, and it is amazing. So stay tuned to the Dirt Drive, because we're going to announce it here first.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
And seriously, I want to, please, can we announce it?
No.
Can we hint to it? Dawn, is there a way we can hint to it without
Nope.
giving it away?
There's no way if you say one single word, I'm going to clobber you with this microphone.
Hey, it's an SM58. It can take it.
This is what every metal band screams
Hell yeah.
into.
Got all kinds of weapons.
Yeah, they
right
got a
here.
bunch of really cool stuff coming.
She's going to strangle you with a light cord.
Personally, you have a bunch of cool stuff coming personally in your personal life. Also, in your professional life, you have a bunch of really cool stuff coming. So
We do.
keep a lookout because there's going to be a lot of cool announcements. We got to go do some breaks.
Are you sure there's no way we can say something without giving it away, like a hint?
Dear God,
No.
help me.
So we got to go do
Okay,
breaks.
wait, how about this?
Dear
Okay.
God,
Wait, how about this?
help me.
Wait, how about this? If you're on the...
Nope.
Wait, hold
Nope.
up. Wait, okay. Man,
Man, he's so excited.
I'm
I
so
love
excited
I wanna
about
do it
You know
too.
why I'm so excited about it? Because when I work with this group that we're about to announce, they're the best days of my life.
It. Oh yeah.
So
Well, it's the group is such an awesome group too. That is like it's. I can't say anything else without giving it away too.
oh my God. Yeah.
Well, working with this group gives equal pleasure to us and to them.
Yeah.
And that's where it's the most beautiful because
Yeah.
they're the people that we would most like to help.
Yeah. Cool.
I am so happy to be able to do it. So they're the best days of my life.
So you're so
every
happy-
day is the best day of my life.
Happy to
but-
be out in the woods, and then happy to be out showing this group of
whoever's.
whomever what it can be like to not be where they are and have a release from their normal life. Is that
Exactly.
good? Does that help you?
Kind of.
It's
Yeah.
not going to work.
It's not going to
gonna
work.
satisfy him.
No, it's all right. He's hard to satisfy. Oh, he's hard to satisfy.
Yeah.
Oh, I am, and I got a big mouth.
Oh, yes, Daddy.
Thank you, Dirt Nerds, for keeping Terra Overland on the trails, and thank you for all our partners. You know, the local shops that we work with, the local dealers that we work with, all the local all the vendors that we work with, everyone involved with Terra Overland, Dave and his family, and Isaac and his family, and Dawn for putting up with my insanity.
It's a lot.
It is.
It is a lot.
You know, I don't sleep. You know, it's I'm always working and always trying to build something. You know, and create something. And
You've built something really cool with Terra Overland.
Thank you.
So follow them, Terra Overland, everywhere social, TerraOverland.com.
Just go to TerraOverland.com. Everything's there.
Yep.
If you really want to keep abreast of what's going on,
Abreast. Ooh, what
Yeah.
a formal term.
Yeah.
Would you like to keep abreast of what's going on?
sign up for our newsletter because
I need to talk to you about that. Not your newsletter, because we need to get a newsletter going too. Mm-hmm. So let's have that conversation after
because
this.
social media is cool and all, but if you really want to be in the know, join the newsletter because we really announce everything there. And the social media stuff, like, we don't have time for that.
No, it's so much work.
It's too much work. And honestly, no one has ever, maybe once, probably not even once, no one has ever said, hey, we booked because we saw you on Instagram. Ever. No one's ever said, hey, we saw your post, awesome post on Facebook, and, you know, awesome, we came out and booked. That has never happened.
To make it work, it's such a grind for such little outcome.
Yeah, it ain't worth it. And, you know, it ain't worth it unless you're just a keyboard jockey. You know, if the overlanders that have nothing to do, they're the ones with great social media presence, or they have
the ones that aren't in the woods.
Yeah, the ones that
If
have
we can
clean
say.
engine compartments and don't have to rinse their radiator after every
The Toyota boys.
trip. There you go.
There's toy in the name.
Yeah, exactly. You know, don't trust those Overlanders because they don't know what they're talking about. If you want an honest review on any of the gear that we're running, we don't get anything for free. I purposely pay for everything because I want to be able to honestly review it. So if you want to know about the new Sidewinder tent, I'll tell you, it's a good tent, but I got an arm list a laundry list of things that need to be changed on it for next season. And Ryan over there, he was super awesome. He's like, dude, send me all the problems you have with it. We're going to fix it on the next release. If you want to know about CVT and any of the CVT tents, we're running 2 CVT tents. You want to know about their awnings. You want to know about Renogy. You want to know about Snowmaster. You want to know about any of the products that we're running in a Jeep. You want to know what it's like before you spend the money on it, send us an email. We'll give you an honest review.
Oh, yeah.
And we're not a big fan, we don't put all that stuff on social media because we're busy. We're out living the lifestyle.
Yeah.
So, we're living in the postcard. So yeah, you're not going to find it there, but if you want to know about it, call us. We'll talk your ear off.
Yeah. And if you want to live in the postcard for a weekend, hit them up.
Yeah. Just come and hang out. If you got your own rig, come down to base camp. We'll point you in the right direction. I'll show you some cool camp spots to go to. I'll share you some trails. I'll show you some points of interest. Don't be afraid to come down here because you're afraid to go out. Come to the park. Understand the limitations of your vehicle before you go out there. Test it here. Learn your approach, your breakover, and your departure angle.
How to use your winch.
Learn how to use your winch. Learn how to use your lockers. Learn the capability of your vehicle here at the park before you, and get your confidence score up. Get it up to at least a 5, and then we'll share you some GPX files, and we'll share you some points of interest, and just get out. Our whole thing is our mission. This is simple. Our mission is to democratize outdoor adventure.
Because the world would be a better place.
It would be.
If everyone had the opportunity to do this.
And it doesn't matter about money for us. It doesn't matter about fame and fortune. We're just out here because we love what we do.
You want to spread the lifestyle.
And we want to share it with everyone. We want to be able to give. So the UK clients, they came out here specifically to do this. And because in the UK, there is no woods. It's an island, right? There's nowhere for them to go. So they come out here and it's like, holy cow, right? Like they drive these tiny little cars, and his wife, he's like, I'm doing this for my wife. And they show up. I'm like, which Jeeps do you guys want to drive? The first thing Alpha. She put Alpha. She's like, I'm driving that. And she made him drive Bravo.
He didn't even get to sit in it.
And Dave and I took him out for the day, and we had just look at our reviews on TripAdvisor. They wrote one of the best reviews I'd ever seen. It must be 2 pages long in her review of everything that they did. And we're all 5-star reviews. And, we just, like I said, everyone starts as a client and leaves as friends. Come down here. You'll instantly be a friend of ours.
Unless you're not, then you're not welcome back.
Well, and
we've never had that problem.
That's good.
Everyone in this lifestyle are super cool, super passionate. Like AC and his wife. So all the founding members that have joined up as founding members have been absolutely amazing. Like AC and his wife.
Yeah, well, so I say it all the time. You guys are great people, and good people attract good people.
Oh, thank you. Wow.
Yeah, have you never heard that before?
No.
Yeah, good people attract good people. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you for calling us good people. I appreciate that. Like AC and his wife, we're putting up the sign at base camp at 9:00 at night, right in the dark with like half-ass tools, and he pulls up. He's like, What are you guys
doing?
I'm like, I'm trying to put up some signage. And he's like, you need some help? I got a bunch of tools. Had him in his Jeep, like a bunch of Milwaukee tools. You just open it up. He's got pack outs everywhere. And he's got like sawzalls and impact drills. And I was just going to zip tie it. And he's like, nah, man.
Let's get it going right.
Yeah, he's like, hell yeah, let's get this thing up here right. And he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, well, we started with the founding members. There's only a few slots left, so if you want one, get one right away. I would say probably by the time we get back from this trip, there won't be any more left. Yep. And what's great about the founding park membership is it's only like $130 by the time you got taxes and everything taken out of it. It's about $130. It's a lifetime membership to all our parks.
Oh, the other thing, it's not a GoFundMe. What's the thing you're doing that you can? So if people aren't local and they want to support you, you have a page where they can support you, correct?
Well, hold on. Let's back up a minute. We're not ready to announce that yet either. So you're going to announce this to become an investor in Terra Overland, but we're not going to announce the other thing?
Yes.
Well, that's already public.
Okay. All right.
It's not public.
So a lot of our customers come out. and our friends come out, and when they leave, they're like, how do we help? We want to invest. We want to be part of Terra Overland. Anything that we can do, we'll help you market. We'll help you raise money. We'll help you do this.
That's why you guys are the first official, unofficial sponsor of the podcast. Is I love your product, and I'm going to push it as much as I can.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. So, I'm a nerd, and part of Y Combinator. And there's a company called WeFunder. And this allows, and the government passed a law, before to be an investor in a company, you had to have $1 million. You had to be an angel investor. And what this new law does is it allows anyone to be an investor with just $100. And what you get out of it is not like a GoFundMe, and it's not like that. I'm not begging for money, but people want to invest in the vision. They want to help us grow. They want to help us build more 4x4 parks, buy more Jeeps. They want to help democratize the outdoors. So when the government passed this new program, a bunch of companies sprouted up, like the same thing Overland Bound did, but with a different company. Overland Bound did the same thing. We use WeFunder. You can find us on WeFunder. And what it is you can invest as little as $100 or as much as you want. And it's not like we're giving you money, or it's not like Patreon. What it is you become a real investor in Terra Overland, and we are going to double your money. So you share in the revenue of Terra Overland. So you'll get 2% of revenue until you get double your money back.
Okay.
So you put in $100, you're going to get 2% of revenue until you get $200 back. You put in $1,000, you're going to make 2% of revenue, of our net revenue. You'll make 2% on, and you're going to get it. You're going to get paid on it every quarter until you get double your money back.
Nice.
So you're not only you're going to invest in the vision, invest in the passion, invest in us to help grow it, especially when we make the next announcement. You're definitely going to want to get in on this.
You're going to want to.
You are definitely going to want to. If you want to invest and believe in the vision, you go to WeFunder, search Terra Overland. We're going to make an announcement on our blog page, and it'll be on our website to be an investor. We haven't done it yet. I just sent it to you the day we launched it. I sent it to a few friends that want to get in on it. You can get in for $100, and in the next, I would say, as we grow, you're going to make 2% of revenue until you double your money as an investor, and you are now part owner and investor in Terra Overland, and you're growing in the vision.
Oh yeah.
So not only are you putting money in, but you're making money, and you're doing something cool. And why did we do that? Because we don't want to go to the SBA. We don't want to go to a bank. We don't want to go to a predatory lender and pay astronomical amounts of interest and pay people money that don't believe in the vision. We want people who believe in the vision and believe in what we're doing. Our customers are our first believers. Our friends are our first believers. Our family are our first believers. And this allows friends and family to invest for as little as $100.
Oh yeah.
So if you want to turn your $100 into $200, you can invest in Terra Overland.
Oh yeah. Well, on that note, let's close out so we can go do a set of breaks.
All right, let's put some brakes on.
Thank
Bravo.
you guys for just being who you are.
We love you, Dirt Nerds. Thank you guys.
Love hanging out with you guys. Follow them everywhere social. Terra Overland.
TerraOverland.com. Everything's there.
Jinx Knocker One, you owe me a soda.
Sign up for our newsletter if you really want to be in the know.
Yep.
And then check out WeFunder.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yep. Check it all out. You guys know where to find us. Everywhere social at the Dirt Drive, DirtNerdsOffroad.com. Join us on Dirt. I'm really struggling, man.
We're tired, man.
The Dirt Nerds Off-Road Forum. We're going to post the Escape from Expo event. Where we're going to go.
Are we going to lead that one for you guys? Do you want us to lead it?
Do you want to?
We'll lead it.
I don't know where the hell I'm going, so.
We will. We'll block off the calendar today.
Okay. Love it.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Tom 4.0, Carrie, everybody, thank you so much for putting up with us and everything. And Trevor, thanks for loaning us some tires for this trip. Oh, if you wanna buy a pair of Mickey Thompson tires, see Tom.
Yeah.
He's got we have some tires for sale over there at Dirt Nerds if you want to.
37s.
Yeah, they're 38s.
Oof, big boys.
Yeah, if you got a rock crawler and you're trailering it, not driving it on the road, these things are amazing, and they have very low miles on them. It's just been from base camp to the trail. It's the only road miles on them. But now that we're doing these longer trips, we had to put some more roadworthy tires on them. It's not just a rock crawler anymore. So it's a rock lander.
Oh, yeah.
So, we had to
yeah, brother.
But if you got a rock crawler, I'll give you a good price on a pair of Mickeys.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, I love you guys. Thank you for sitting down with me for what seems like probably an hour and a half.
Who cares?
Who cares? It was a good time.
Absolutely.
I love you guys. Let's go do a set of brakes and hang out.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thanks for having
Our party's
us.
not over yet. Love you guys. Bye.